Before I start this, I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rukakwadash. Double honor to the Apostle Il's great minister of rule well and teach well. Shalom to 144,000 men that's pushing, believing his word in all true sincerity, and sacrificing their lives and wills to do so. Shalom to the men, women, and children that's tuning in and listening. And shalom to the ill that foreign scout brought on all four corners of the earth. The Heavenly Father name is Yahweh. His only begotten Son name is Yahweh Shai. The Lord in this video is edifying, quick, and straight to the point. This video right here will be entitled, Trump threatens new tariffs on Canada, including 250% tax on dairy. And I was looking into this because Trump is going to have some tariffs. He could potentially be putting tariffs on things. And I'm going to get the definition of tariffs and what they mean. But these tariffs can definitely negatively affect the economy. And not just one specific part. I'm talking about all of the economy in the U.S. Because now Trump is having issues with Canada as far as electricity and goods, transactions, things of that nature. So I'm going to go ahead and get this definition of tariffs real quick. So this definition of tariffs. So give me a second. A tariff is a tax on imported and exported goods. Tariffs are a form of regulation that can affect prices, supply chains, and profits. And how tariffs work, right? So ultimately, with these tariffs, they can affect how we get our foods and services, foods and goods and things of that nature. It affects how the prices of gas going to be. It affects the prices of food, clothing, everyday necessities. So how you got to think in the grand scheme of things. If there's a tariff on things, that means the inflation is going to go higher. That means people ain't going to be able to provide for themselves. You're going to cut back on certain things. You can't. It's all systematic, and the Lord, you seeing that the Lord is destroying this place. So how tariffs work? Tariffs are a levy by a country's government or customs territory. Tariffs are also known as duties and customs or customs. Okay, key part. Tariffs are specific to each trade relationship between two countries. And yeah, the U.S. got problems everywhere. You see that the U.S. have problems with China. They got problems with Russia. They got problems with Canada. You see that the U.S. is Babylon. The Babylon is falling slowly but surely, and it's leading up to the big downfall of this place, which leads up to this place being destroyed. Let me see. Is there anything else out of here? Okay. Trade-offs of tariffs. Tariffs can increase the cost of goods and services for consumers. Tariffs can create economic burdens on foreign exporters. Tariffs can lead to international trade disputes. And yeah, that's a big thing. These tariffs can definitely affect how you get your daily necessities, foods, and clothes. Just the everyday needs. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article and grab some precepts real quick. A day after offering Canada 1 month reprieve on punishing virtually across the board 25% tariffs, President Donald Trump has threatened new tariffs as soon as Friday on the Canadian lumber and dairy products. And yeah, it doesn't help that the U.S. don't have anything homemade. So the U.S. is constantly, we need this from this country, we need this from that country. You see it. You see that the U.S. never really make their own things. You hardly see things made from the U.S. You see it made from Taiwan, China, Singapore, other places, Australia. The U.S. is always getting things for other nations. So how much more so these tariffs? These tariffs can make things harder on the people. It's yet another twisted serpentine trade policy that seems to shift on an hourly basis. So they're shifting every hour, so it's constantly going back and forth. Canada has been ripping us off for years on lumber and dairy products, Trump said in an Oval Office address Friday, citing Canada's roughly 250% tariff on U.S. dairy exports to the country. Trump said America will match those tariffs dollar for dollar. And yeah, they make it to seem like, oh, the U.S. still powerful and great, and this place is falling, and you see it. These tariffs can affect how we get our needs. In, like I've been saying, it can affect how you get your daily necessities. And these other countries ain't suffering like they are for as Babylon is, because they have their own homegrown things. We may do it as early as today, or we'll wait until Monday or Tuesday. Trump said, we're going to charge the same thing. It is not fair. It never has been fair. And they've only treated our farmers badly. Yeah, now granted, the US really, it's full of shit. But ultimately, Babylon need the resources more than these countries need these other resources. Now, granted, Babylon does possess trade and things of that nature, but ultimately these countries are building up their own arsenals. And I'm not talking just about weapons, but these countries have they own farms, they own things that they can use and produce. Now I'm going to grab this precept real quick. Actually, I'm going to go to Isaiah chapter 24 real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 24. And I start at verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down. And that city of confusion is Babylon, a.k.a. America. Every house is shut up that no man might come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets, and all the joy is darkened, and the mirth of the land is gone. And yeah, you see that everything around you, everything ain't how it was when you was a kid 10, 15, 20 years ago. When you was a kid, not just things was different. You could afford to make a big have a big risk, take a big risk. Now you can't afford to take a big risk, because now everything ain't so easily affordable. Verse 12. The city is left desolation. In the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. And yeah, ultimately at the end of the day, this place is going to be destroyed, piece by piece, little by little. This place is going down in a spectacular fashion, because you see everything. It's systematically being destroyed. You can see it. The people know this place ain't got that much longer to go. Even people in these high offices and seats see that this place is going, and they can't do nothing to stop it. So I'm going to keep reading, get a little more of this article, and then get one more precept and close out. Let me see. I'm starting this part. I learned about it just as I was walking into this press conference. NG told reporters these tariffs, if imposed in that order of magnitude, is completely unjustified. Talk about unjustified. This place America can't talk about unjustified. Trump announcement gave investors, businesses, and consumers another strong dose of whiplash. Just one day earlier on Thursday, Trump announced a 1-month pause on all tariffs on Canada and Mexico on products that comply with the U.S.-Mexico-Canada Free Trade Treaty, known as USMCA. Known as the USMCA, that had at least temporarily given many industries, especially autos and agriculture, a major sigh of relief. And yeah, these America don't get their parts from America don't have their own parts as far as cars and things of that nature. Now granted, a lot of these cars come from these foreign countries, but the auto industry has it's in shambles. Cars too expensive. You got to pay too much on a car. You got to do so much with a car, and then the car falls apart within 5 years. The car will fall apart in a year with you having it. And car's supposed to last you 2-3 years. Well, that's what they say. But, you see with a lot of people are going back to older cars because they uphold and maintain themselves better. These cars are made to last you not even that long. And, they build cars a certain way, so once after that car falls apart, you still will have to pay on it if you ain't paid it off. And on top of that, you got to pay for another car. So that's the way they build these cars. They build them wacky and terrible. That's how these car salesmen get you. They know that those cars are lemons, Let me see. Okay. Let me see. No, really, most of this stuff it's not really much. Let me see. Actually, Trump's threat on Friday added more uncertainty into the economy that has shown cracks in its foundation. And yeah, the Lord is stripping this place bare. He's going to make known that this place is what is built up to be. Let me see. It could be in danger of slipping if businesses and consumers grow nervous about the administration economic policy. Layoffs are mounting, yeah, and you have a lot of it don't help that these Babylonians are taking these Issacharites from these jobs and deporting them. We already know that Issachar like to work, and they work. These jobs were building houses, so on and so forth. Being laid off, losing jobs shutting down. It's funny because they could say this at the same time, but they're having robots replace human workers at these jobs. So they what's the word I want to use? They say one thing, but it don't show that they're completely upholding that. So you could have these robots replacing people, but at the same time you got people laid off. So it doesn't make sense. Let me see. Layoffs are mounting. Hiring is slowing. And yeah, if you got to think, people getting laid off and all these people looking for jobs. And the hiring is getting slow. Consumer confidence is eroding. And inflation is picking up again. And it hasn't dropped. Inflation get higher and higher each and every week. Beef costs a lot now. $13 for some steak. And that's for one steak. So $13, $14, $15, $20 for 3 pounds of ground beef, it's bad out here. And the Lord is showing us that this place ain't the place to dwell in. Actually, I get Micah 2:10 real quick. And then I'm going to grab one more precept and then I'll be out. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart. This is not your rest because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. And yeah, this place is showing that the Lord is showing that Babylon ain't the place of rest. So for those individuals that's, followers, law, statutes, and commandments and getting your money up, it's going to get to a point where bread's going to cost $20 or more. It's going to get bad out here. Money ain't going to save you. Like the scriptures say, riches ain't going to profit in the day of wrath. So ultimately, with everything that's going on, this place is going to fall. It's falling hard and fast. So from there, I'm going to get Revelation chapter 18, and then I'm going to close out. Oh, wait, I'm going on the wrong thing. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Revelation chapter 18. And I'll start at verse, let me see. This is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, "Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, which is modern day Babylon, because ancient Babylon wasn't destroyed by fire. That mighty city, yeah, and it was a mighty. This Babylon's a mighty, not mighty place. The U.S. was a mighty place, but over the course of years and time, the Lord started stripping this place down. Uh, For in 1 hour is thy judgment coming. Yeah, the judgment, which is going to be the thermonuclear missiles and the laser beams from the chariots. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, because for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. And yeah, these countries are waking up to the fact that America ain't what it's cracked up to be. These other countries start doing things they own, so they don't trust in American trade no more. They don't trust in the simple fact that they can depend on America for resources anymore. And actually I'm gonna jump up. I'm gonna jump up a little bit. Actually, yeah, I'm going to jump up. This is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, which is that second death. And she is referring to the city with, that whore that sitteth upon the beast, which is America. And she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yashai who judgeth her. And all the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. And yeah, these other nations are going to turn on America, but also it's going to burn too, because these other nations have done trade with America. And I reread verse 10 and 11, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, "Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour thy judgment come." Verse 11, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. And verse 12 on down, let me see. Yeah, verses 12 and on down to verse 19 talks about the things that America has taken and their resources, But yeah, this place falling, and we see it day by day. And ultimately, we're going to witness the return of our Lord. So for what's his name, Alazar, for him to say that we could wait, that it could be 1,000 more years. No, man, 1,000 years, this place ain't going to be able to be existing. Like it ain't gonna make sense with the way inflation is, with the way the digital ID is advancing, the MOTB is advancing. It's not gonna take long. It's not gonna take long, and the Lord's speeding up this process for the elect's sake. But Lord, when this video is edifying, before I close, I'd like to give my praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rukakudash. Lord, when this video is edifying, and on to the next one. Shalom.